Hit the intro.
They some dogs. 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 They some dogs.
What's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook and all the social media networks? Once again, you are now tuned in to another episode of TMDE SPORTS, BFO, and the My DAWGS podcast. And we call this the Arterial Sports Podcast Network. And we have a great show for you tonight, man. And we're covering our favorite team, and it doesn't seem like it gets any goddamn better for the Browns. So real quick, let's introduce the cast. Dirt Dog, representing My DAWGS podcast. What's good, player?
What's going on, y'all? Long time no see. We'll be back next week on Wednesday, y'all. Next week.
Christy Cutie's in the building. Christy, let them know what's good, baby.
Oh my gosh. After having the flu for a month and not watching the Super Bowl, I am feeling so much better now. But of course, the team is falling apart, so can't wait to talk about that.
Wow. And the man from the pond, the British Bulldog, is in the building. Pete Barker, let him know what's good.
Surely am, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, our Browns team and their organisation just keep giving us gold every week to work with. So let's get into it. Come on.
Gold or poo.
All
I mean,
All right. So,
More like fool, but okay.
right?
as you know,
For us casters, it's gold, man.
no doubt. As you well know, if you didn't know, the NFLPA, this is crazy, came out with a ranking for the Browns as far as the facility, the coaching staff, everything. And I want to ask the cast, like, did they come up with this crack? So I want to put this up here so everybody can see, like, this goofy, like, what the is this, man? What is this? So let me ask the cast, Christy, what do you think about this ranking, man? Treatment facilities, D. Food and dining, C-. All this nutritionist. Look at these negative comments. I'm just saying. So I want to ask you, sis, how the fuck did they come up? Did they go to every facility, y'all, and just peep shit out? I just want to know. Let's talk.
Well, that's what I want to know too. And at least we did get an A for our weight room. But is that like, what they're doing in the weight room, or is that just the weight room aesthetic that they're giving an A? But yeah, like everything else, locker room F-. Well, of course we knew that. Is it the locker room facilities, or once again, is it the atmosphere of the locker room? Like, how are they grading this? I mean, local media got an A+, so yay for all of us.
What video? Where do you see that one at?
TP says they went to all the teams.
Okay.
They did.
They went to all the teams.
Everybody has rankings.
TP, can you confirm that they went to all the teams, TP?
Yeah, can you send us a screenshot of that?
Yeah.
There's over 1,600 players that have voted here, and that's virtually all of the live rosters have voted on these subjects that you're talking about here. The Browns did not come out very good.
So Pete,
the locker room was the size of the lockers and the actual space. The weight room is brand new facility, so that's always going to get an A.
Okay,
No,
so you're
some of
saying
them.
that the players like they voted on the
Yeah.
specific areas, not like
Whether they
how they
like,
perform
dislike,
in those areas.
or yeah, exactly. So,
I don't know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they've got other stuff on there that says like the treatment of families is a
that is
D
shocking.
plus.
Tell you, man, that is shocking. I've got some background on that as well, because
Okay,
the
See-
players believe that the coaches' families are treated better than their own families themselves. They've said this. They've come out and said it. The coaches' families have a post-game meet in the stadium, home games, of course, in the stadium. The players' families, where do they go? They're in the tent in the parking lot.
Mhm.
That's
Third dog.
that's the pen. There's the pen.
Yeah.
Down it goes, man.
Third dog. What do you think, man? What do you think?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, if people are really getting this upset over grades, I mean, come on, man. It's a grade. I mean, pull that back up real quick for me, D.
Put it back up.
Put it back up for me, D. Because I had to digest on what I'm seeing here. Okay. So I've been seeing other grades for this. Like they gave the final grade for them on Fox was they gave them like a C, and they gave the Bengals and all of them like a B or something like that. I can't remember. The food, I don't know what the hell. You know, I sort of agree with the food though. Like, you know, the food ain't all that in the bag of chips. You know, especially when you go to the stadium. So that means it's average.
but wait. Hold on. Is the food graded for the fans eating there, or is this the food that's going to the football players?
Well,
It's only the food that's going to the football players.
Right, so we don't really know how that tastes.
I mean, but if
the players' food, and it's not the fans' food. No, it's the players.
Well, hell, the stadium need to work on some of their food too. But
no, not the Browns. The Browns, man, the Browns fans in the lot.
Wait, put it
yeah,
back
man,
one
we
more
got
time.
it.
I'm still reading some more of it.
Okay, go ahead.
The nutritionist. Okay, the nutritionist. I'm a little surprised they gave him a B- because when it comes to nutrition, Denzel Ward can't stay healthy worth a damn. So
well, that has to do with your diet.
I know that has something to do with your diet. But that's bull. That's bull. Locker room F. I'm not surprised. Miles wants the hell out of here. Training room D+. Yeah, that's another reason why Denzel Ward can't get on the damn field. Yeah, the training room is terrible. The training staff it's decent. It's all right. I mean, it's a C-. The weight room. I mean, come on. You can get an A+ in any weight room for real. Hell, I can go to Planet Fit. You can send them to Planet Fitness and they get an A+ for weight room. This bullshit right here. Like, look at this. Strength coaches. Well, the strength coaches haven't been really doing much of a job because Denzel Ward again is not on the damn field. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on?
I mean, what you want the man to do to strengthen his noggin? What you want him to do?
Well, he first of all
put him in a bubble.
Put the cap on, man. That's a good
that
start.
Guardian cap, which you keep promoting. Wear the I know it look goofy.
It's beautiful. Look, it's orange. It's amazing.
Yeah, but it still look goofy.
All right, Joe. All right, come on. Get right to slow down. Come on. Go ahead, Dirt Dog.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You gotta. This is
how is this goofy looking?
If come on, when you put the helmet, come on, look goofy. But let's be honest here. I feel like everybody's tripping. Everybody act like they never seen a bad grade before or anything like that. I think it's ridiculous. Okay, these are off. So British Bulldog. Didn't you say
some of this, man? Some of this, honestly.
Didn't you say? I mean, English Bulldog, not British. English Bulldog. Didn't you tell me that that some people were grading off this like players? They were saying this is off the players' perception, or so. God only knows what's going to happen when the dome comes, because things might change. Things might change when the dome comes. You know. I met one of the chefs for the Cleveland Browns before, and he said it's not. He said they don't ask for much. So, I mean, what do you want them to do? I think people are overreacting over grades. Come on.
I definitely think that the ownership got graded way too high because they have a C plus. Like, how can the Haslams possibly have a C plus? Like,
well, you know what it is.
That's not good. It's not good. It's not a good grade. C plus. That's
Yeah,
barely a pass.
No, it was a C minus. It was a
Was
C
it a C
minus.
minus?
It was a C minus when I
I'm
saw.
gonna have to look again, but
That
it's still
was
too high,
amazing.
in my opinion.
And what about just one other thing? One other head coach. They voted head coach and they made comments about the head coach, and Kev came out 30th of 32. Okay, and one of the most damning quotes that I heard was the fact that he only moderately listened to any locker room feedback, and that's come from the players, and that's terrible.
Yeah, but like also the players don't pay him. Like maybe he's doing what the Haslams want him to do.
Right.
You don't
Look,
know.
I said,
Hold on, people.
From the players.
Hold on, people.
Okay.
You got the floor. When you got the floor, you got the floor, man. Come on now. All right. Pete, go ahead and finish with your comment, what you were saying, bro.
Well, the thing is, this has come from the players. This is not anything to do with fan bases or podcast opinions or anything like that. This has come from the players themselves, and that's pretty damning. We ended up, where did we end up? 20. We ended up 30th of 32 teams.
What
on the actual report, and it's this has come from the players.
Your dog. Go ahead.
Let me say one more thing. What I'm seeing here is TP sent me a link of what from another website what the grades were, and he said it says right here, and I quote: treatment of family C minus, food and dining got a B plus, and they also ranked them. So for like the treatment of families, they gave them a 23rd. For the food and dining, they gave him a 10th. Nutritionist and dietitian, A minus, that's 6. Locker room, F. Okay, that one was actually accurate. Training room, B, which was 14th. Training staff was B plus, which is 12th. Weight room is a B, 20th. Strength coaches, B minus, 30th. Team travel, A, 6. Head coach, B, 26. Ownership, A, 4. What the hell? A? They gave him an A. No way. No way in hell I'm believing that.
What Beth say? Beth say my ass.
Would have been beat if I'd had that report card.
That's the truth.
All right, so we all agree that we really don't.
Oh, that was not our team. Then who was that, TP? You can't be sending me links, bro, and saying
you're confusing him, TP.
No doubt. All right, y'all. All right. So let's move it on. Now, as you will know, Andrew Berry made some comments about the future of Nick Chubb and his future here, and that that Nick Chubb is going to test the markets. Now, I know when I say this, a lot of people don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear that if my favorite player possibly will not be around for the season. So I want to ask the cast, how do y'all feel about that? What's y'all comments on that? Dirt Dog, go ahead. How you feel about Chubb, man, and testing the free market?
I mean, I don't know how to feel. He had a lot of injuries. I mean, he recovered from an injury from the year before. Then he broke his foot. I mean, would you be a little hesitant? And then he's getting up there in age too, so you're gonna be a little hesitant about getting Nick Chubb, I think, a little bit. Other than that, I mean, you want to keep this core together. Just because a certain individual is saying he wants out doesn't mean you just get rid of everybody. I feel like you just keep certain pieces what are there. If Nick Chubb says he wants to stay, he wants to stay. So I'm going to do everything in my power to get him back, because I don't want him to be another Adrian Peterson where he ends up recovering from a huge injury. The next thing you know, he starts playing phenomenal. I don't want that to happen, especially if he ends up going to another team.
Right.
I mean, honestly, that's probably what's probably going to happen, because Nick suffered, like I said, those injuries. I feel like he did not get the appropriate amount of time to really recover. And I would have just, honestly, the season was a bust. I would have just let Nick sit on the sideline, recuperate. I think he might come back in a very, with a chip on his shoulder. I think he's gonna come back hard as hell. Now, will that be with the Browns? To see, that's the question. Chrissy, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm very upset about the recent conversations that have been going on with players and Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski with the media, because, like, okay, Chubb first said he wants to stay in Cleveland. So, okay, he wants to stay. How much is he worth? Does he think that he's worth more than what he actually is now? Because he has had the 2 knee surgeries and the broken foot. We don't know how well he's going to be able to perform. I mean, he's a running back. He needs to be able to run, right? So, how much is he looking to get? If he's not looking to get a whole crap ton of money, then I say we pay him and keep him because he wants to stay. Now, someone like Miles that has put his foot down, who has said the exact opposite of Andrew Berry, saying that he wants out. Well, if we keep him, number one, we have that position that is not being filled by anybody because he's going to sit on the bench. Number two, we're now paying him money to sit on the bench and take up this position. Like, we need to be able to fill that spot. So why are we going to keep somebody that's not going to do anything for us, but make us go even farther downhill? Juan got released, which, hey, he was, he's average. Yeah. I mean, he had problems holding on to, things. So I'm not too upset about that. And I'd be okay with losing Jack Conklin. And I'd be okay with Joel Bitonio either being released or retiring, whatever he wants to do. But I saw the picture of, Baker and the guys, and it was, the opening of the refrigerators, and it really did seem like he had everything at that time.
Here we go. Don't you get emotional, goddammit. Don't you
start this Baker book. Please don't start this.
No, not Baker. It just seems like we had it all. And there's been so many times where it looks like we have it all. We have everything on paper that we should to be able to make it to the playoffs and get through the playoffs and, make something out of Cleveland instead of a freaking joke. And every single season we end up being a freaking joke. And no wonder why Miles wants out. Like, I wish I could get out sometimes, but unfortunately my heart won't let me. This is the most abusive relationship I've ever been in my whole entire life. It really is. They give me PTSD.
Character building, man.
Yeah, but I didn't know you and Miles was dating. Damn. Okay. Well, shit, you should have told me to come to the house.
Hey, you know what? I hate the whole entire Cleveland Browns organization. That's how much I love that team. Like, my heart. I moved down to Florida when I was 13 years old, right when I turned 13 years old. I've been down here now for 34 years, almost 35. Oh, shit. I'm getting old. And,
I'm sorry, Christy, for laughing.
No, but I tried to like Tampa. I mean, hell, Tampa went to the Super Bowl when I was living here, and I should have been like, oh, Tampa's my team. No, I can't like them. I should have been going to Miami. Miami would have been a great team to follow. Or hell, Jacksonville. Jacksonville came out of nowhere when I was living down here. But the heart wants what the heart wants. And the heart wants this abusive team that takes it out every single season and throws it on the ground and stomps on it in the snow until we get a dome.
For me.
Wait, hold on. I gotta get to Pete. Hold on. Pete didn't say his piece. What's going on, Pete?
I've been told to be on my best behaviour and not jump in all the time. So, going back to the original point, it's like it was what Chubb's testing out the free agency, and that's all he's doing is testing out the free agency market and see if there is a market for him. Whoever takes him from the Browns, in my opinion, is going to be taking an astonishing gamble because of the injury record, I'm afraid. It's not like Kareem, who didn't really have the injury record, did he? But he's going to stay. He's testing the market. If somebody comes up with the dollar, he may go on a one-year contract somewhere else, but I can't see it. He's not going anywhere. He's staying a Brown. He wants to stay at Brown. And
Yeah.
that's the other point.
I think.
Go ahead, Dirt Dog.
Okay, for my bad.
You have permission to speak.
I got to start raising my hand again. I'm sorry, but I think for Nick,
Flow.
I think for Nick, man, it'll be I think it'll be interesting to see. I think he's gonna stay too. He is from Atlanta, so I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta said, "Hey, why don't you come back home?" You know what I mean. So it wouldn't surprise me. It's just I understand where Christy's coming from. I was just thinking about that abusive relationship, and I said, I asked myself this question. I was like, what the fuck is going on in that ownership? I just want to know.
I'll tell you.
Well, no. We all know. It's Jimmy Haslam. He's a jackass. We all know.
Thank you.
But he's a jackass. Every time he can haul like a jackass. I've seen plenty of jackasses. The moment he bought the team, he hauled jackass.
They're treading water, and they're waiting for the Brook Park thing down the road. That's what it is.
But I will give, like I said, I've said this before, and D never agreed with me from the jump. I said that Deshaun Watson contract, that was all Jimmy Haslam. That was not Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry was nothing but the guinea pig. That was all Jimmy Haslam's writing. How do you know I know it was him? Prime example, Johnny Manziel. do I gotta say anymore? Johnny Manziel. Johnny freaking Manziel. That's all I had to say. So when he gave Deshaun Watson that $230 million contract, I was like, oh, that's Jimmy Haslam's writing all over it. Because AB looks uncomfortable every time he talks about Deshaun Watson. He goes like, we're not going to talk about Deshaun, but everything is in place. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, come on, man. That's bullshit.
He's just doing what he's told.
Like, right? Like, I feel like even though he's his boss, is his slave master.
Interesting Watson's story this week.
Hold on. Marcus wants
yesterday, 2 days ago. The Watson story is he's being told, you do your rehab in Berea, boy. You're not going to go and sun yourself down in Florida or wherever it is you're going to go and earn £3 million a week. You are doing your rehab in Berea, and that tells me something that it's like, wow, they're not standing for this anymore. So,
all right, so hold up. I don't know who the fuck been fucking with my window, but it's all good. Anyway, so honestly, like I said, what I'm about to say, a lot of people gonna piss the fuck out. The Browns are notorious for lowballing people, and honestly, I really feel like when it comes down to the get down, Nick Chubb is a running back. The life of a running back is like what 5 to 8 years. So Nick has been there for a while. So the man still got to get his money. He's going to get his money. This is it for him. And I honestly feel, based on his injury, like we said, that the Browns are going to try to lowball him. And he might, it's crazy. He might go somewhere for maybe just a couple more million. And he's going to do that because after the taxes and everything come out, the man still got to do what he got to do. And I honestly, I think you're going to lose Miles, and I think you're going to lose Nick Chubb. And right now, we wanted to go from we didn't want to rebuild, we wanted to retool. Now it's completely rebuilt now because we can't even keep the goddamn long snapper. Come on, man, that's trash. We couldn't even keep him, and I'm like, dude, like they are in flux. This is, like I said, this is a mockery of an organization. Down at the combine, talking all little goofy ass cash money shit. The only thing I can say is this. They're doing this. They're going to trade him. I know, like I said, a lot of Brown fans don't want to hear that shit. Oh, it's the contracts. No. You can go into a verbal, do it after June 21st, and add for cash considerations, which will help you compensate for some of that dead cap. So if you do that, Miles is going. They're doing this stuff for the highest bidder. I don't care what the fuck Andrew Berry say. I don't believe shit. When it comes down to the get down, if I give you 2 number ones in a second, Miles is done. It's over. And now Nick is gone. So now you got to get running backs, DEs, and that's just how it is, Browns fans. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. This is the State of the Union that we're gonna face.
I think
Fire.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, it's so fucking frustrating liking this team, loving this team. Just it is like it really is. Like I don't understand. Like why is it so? Like I want you guys to go back to 2012 when Haslam bought the team real quick. I want you guys to go back to 2012 real quick. We had high expectations now since we actually felt like we had a good owner that who came from our rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and came here, and we thought he was going to establish a tradition, some of the things he learned from Pittsburgh into here, and it's not working it's not working like we thought it would, you know. And then it had me thinking all the way back. I was watching the Dark Side of Football a long time ago when they did one on the Browns, and it had me thinking. I was like, I wonder what this team would be like if Al Lerner did not die.
I told you, Frank, I'm gonna get to you, dog. I'm gonna wear you down. I'm gonna give you 100. My bad, though. I have to say.
Like I said, I would wonder what this team would be like if Al Lerner didn't die.
Yeah.
If he didn't die and his son took over, I was always curious about that. I wondered what the team would have been like because he ended up dying when the team came back. Remember, he died like in 2002. So the team came back for like 3 years. So I was always curious, but you know, we can't go off what ifs. You know,
bro. Let me tell you something. I worked for the Lerner. I worked for the Browns for almost 3 years.
You almost worked for what? I couldn't hear you.
I worked for the Browns for almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Lerner didn't give a good goddamn. The only thing he cared about was that fucking soccer team. And then he passed it to the son, and next thing you know, we getting Mike Holmgren and shit. And fucking Colt McCoy and goddamn Jake LeBone and all that. I can't even spit that bullshit motherfucker's name out.
But Colt McCoy was a Heisman winning quarterback.
What did he do? What did he do besides
and like Johnny Manziel and like all the other trophy winning quarterbacks he's stupid enough to pick.
I was like, that's not a good analysis.
Look here.
No, but I'm going with it right now.
Johnny was drafted.
We can't keep having these arguments.
In the Haslam era. Johnny was drafted in the Haslam era. Colt McCoy came back with the Learners. So now we're talking about you gotta give it up.
Have we not learned anything from these Heisman winning quarterbacks? Have we not learned anything?
Let me give me
it doesn't translate to NFL. Since
Haslam's had the team, we have been to the playoffs twice. And that was a lot better improvement from 99. I'm just saying, I'm kind of 50-50 with Jimmy. Like I said before, my thing is this: stop hiring all these goddamn Yale and Ivy League assholes.
Yeah,
because I went to Harvard, and I went to Yale, and I went to Princeton.
Exactly.
And get a football. Hang on, Dirt Dog, and get a football guy. When Dorsey was here, the team. I think that was the turning point when Dorsey came in here. Now he's with Detroit, and look at what Detroit is doing. You got rid of a football guy. You got to these smart ass mother that don't really fully understand the game and players. And now it's going to come down to who's smarter, the football guy or the analytics guy. And that is what's going to cut somebody's goddamn throat when the season starts. So now this is the juncture. This is where we're at. It sucks. It sucks. It makes my fucking stomach turn. But it is what it is. So now, let me ask y'all this. Do you see Andrew Berry's future? Will Andrew Berry survive after this year? What do you guys think? Go ahead, Pete. Do you see Andrew Berry survive this?
No, stop being so negative about it all the time. Let Miles go. Now listen. Let Miles go. Let Miles go. Get me a first rounder this year and a second rounder and a first rounder next year, and that's the deal. Miles, you can go. You can have Miles. Okay. Now that gives us 6 top 100 draft picks this year.
Correct.
Okay. You say you can't rebuild on that. That's Berry. That's where you judge Berry. This year's draft, and that's it. If he gets it wrong, he's gone.
Okay, Christy.
It's not a matter of can we rebuild. It's we shouldn't have to be again. I mean, like, this is the story of our life. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Let's rebuild. Let's see if this works for 2 seasons. Let's rebuild. Let's get a new freaking head coach every time we turn around. I mean, like,
this is the longest.
I'm really not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying get draft capital for him now.
The camera's not on you. The camera's not on you, Chrissy. Go ahead.
No, Dirt Dog was right. This is the longest tenure that we've had for a coach in a long time. I think if we came back, but it's like I don't know. They just keep trying to fix everything that's broken, and they're not. I don't know. I mean, where do you even start at this point? Because like the pyramid all just needs to be washed away in a flood.
I think, I went into my book right here and I had to look up a good definition on what to say. And I'm going to give him realism. No, he's not. I don't think he's going to stay. I think Jimmy Haslam's going to be the jackass we all know and love, fire him and start yeehawing and finding some other analytics. Like, I don't get it. I like Stefanski, but he's not. He doesn't have that. Excuse my language. I know there's a lady in around here, but he doesn't put his balls on the table and say, "Here's what we're gonna do." You know what I mean?
Right. Take control.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And he sounds. Every time I see him after a win, he sounds. I'm just gonna just come out and say he sounds such like a bitch. I just want to have him have a little bit more aggression. You know what I mean? You in the National Football League, damn it. You're supposed to have a little aggression. You a head coach. You're supposed to get this team motivated. But he's not motivating them, in my humble opinion. Now, some people I've talked to who are not Browns fans, they feel like he is motivating them because the Browns, after they were pretty much kicked out of the playoff contention, they was like the players were still playing hard for Miles. I was like, not Miles, for Kevin. I was like, shit, I don't see that.
That's not what the report card says. The report card says the players are telling him that they're not listening to he doesn't listen to the players in the locker room. It's on there. It's there, black and white. The players are saying it.
I just think he's taking too much of a Tony Dungy approach, and the Tony Dungy approach does not work with Kevin Stefanski. The Tony Dungy approach only worked for Tony. He was the type of coach that I guarantee you when Tampa Bay was down during halftime, they would go in the locker room and he'd be like, all right, guys, we need to really focus on what we're doing wrong here. Let's go over those, points. Let's get back out there and do our best. I don't think that every team can take that approach. I know that not every coach can take that approach. That's a Tony Dungy only approach. Like no other coach should be doing that because
Indianapolis.
That's
he was in Tampa first.
He was in Tampa.
Yeah, he was in Tampa first, and then he went to the Colts. But yeah, and then John Gruden took Tony's team to the Super Bowl in Tampa. But anyway, that's not the point.
So we take Sanders number 2 pick.
No.
Right?
No.
We should. I'm not saying it should. We may take Sanders at 2. If Stefanski doesn't get it going straight off the bat, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble.
Because Neon Dion's going to take his ass out.
So hold on. I wanted to ask. Hold on, there, dog. Hold on, Pippin. Okay, so I want to answer my person.
Beth agrees.
I think if he can get these picks right, like Pete said, trade Miles. If he can get these picks right and you could have all these picks, I think he could possibly save his job. He's going to have to sacrifice something. All these contract restructuring and changing of the guard and all of this goofy shit. And the reason why, excuse me, the dome is coming in because you make everything more lucrative for players to want to come here and play. Cleveland is cold as shit. I'm sorry, it's cold. It's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? So you get a dome, it's warm. It makes it more attractive for free. I'm just being 100.
No, because people still want to play for Green Bay.
Hang on. Green Bay has a history. Hold on, Chris. So I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying that It's 2025. It's not fucking 19. It's not fucking Vince Lombardi. Come on now. So you bring something more to Cleveland. You bring something to Northeast Ohio, to the region, that's going to attract people to come from the outside to want to spend money. Players want to spend money. Players want to be comfortable playing the dome. We got this bluegrass, this turf. We're happy. And one of the main reasons why Cleveland's in this situation is because we had to overpay for sorry-ass players. I'm sorry. I was never a fan of Juwan Thornhill when he got smoked out in the goddamn Super Bowl. Then he came here. The video's out. He gave up on plays. He wouldn't run nobody down. He was talking all that big cash money shit and didn't do shit. So we overpaid for these guys.
Yep.
So we in these contract issues to where, oh, I got to give this guy an extra $5 million just to come here. I'm sorry. Cleveland is still not a destination place to come to. It's not. So we get caught in these contract situations. And shit don't make no sense. We all screwed the fuck up because of restructure. We got to free up some money. Now, I'm not saying the only thing Andrew Berry is good at is moving the money, but we suffer because of it.
So he could be our accountant.
Yeah, huh?
He should be our accountant then.
Nah, because he's going to fuck the money up because he's mortgaging.
He's money.
Hold on. Christy, he's mortgaging the future. I said this like last year. When you restructure and you're mortgaging the future, they mortgage the future on Deshaun Watson, and look now. Look what the fuck look where the fuck we're at.
Don't give me that shit.
No. I was for Deshaun, but I wasn't for all the contract restructure. So that's what happens. So now we got to play around with the money, and we're gonna have to bring some free agents. Dirt Dog, give me a second. I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to ask.
It is. Well, matter of fact, Dirt Dog, go ahead and say what you say, Flip.
Yeah. Now, I want y'all to. Now, I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but
welcome.
Right. Well, what happens? What happens if they do get Shedeur Sanders?
Oh.
Now that I was coming to reality with that. I was like,
I know. I've been thinking about it
because there's been rumors going around saying like, you know, he likes talking to the coaches and all, you know, all that jazz, and the team said they like what they see from him, and Deion gave him the kudos, the okay to go there. Like I'm scared. I'm like, I don't want Shedeur Sanders. I really don't. Yes. We got enough drama as it is with Deshaun Watson. I'll be damned if we go. If I'm Jimmy Johnson, I'll say, I'll be damned. Yeah, I'll be like, I'll be damned if we go after Shedeur Sanders. I'm not.
You know what? I got a question for both y'all. What if Shedeur comes here and he has a very good understanding of the fantasy system? Like I said before, I want the guy who understands. This is it to me. This is it for Barrett, and this is it for Stefanski. I want the guy who understands. I don't give a fuck if it's bum fuck fart ass from fucking Egypt. If he can run the fucking system, let him run it. If it's Matthew Stafford, he can run it. So if Shedeur came here and he proved that he can run the system, I would rather him sit back a year, get a bridge quarterback. But if Shedeur came here with all this crazy nonsense and we winning, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That's all it's about. That's all it's about. It's about that. It's about that.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, we've seen players constantly where we were like, oh, we don't think he's going to be a great player, and then all of a sudden he ends up becoming a great player, and then we'd be like, wow, we were wrong about this guy. We said that about Josh Allen. We didn't think Josh Allen was going to be who he is, and
I was wrong about CJ.
Yeah, look about that, CJ. Look at CJ Stroud. Yeah, especially CJ Stroud, because you know those old stories where they be like Ohio State quarterbacks don't do good in the NFL. Jordan. They don't do good in the NFL. Justin Fields is a prime example, but he's doing good now since he's in a better organizational system. It is what it is. CJ Stroud, they said even though he made it back to the playoffs, they said he struggled a little bit. But other than that, the goal was to make the playoffs and hopefully, make it to the Super Bowl one day. This is a tough league, and we in the toughest division in probably in all of the whole entire league. We go against the Pittsburgh Steelers twice a year. We go against the Baltimore Ravens twice a year. We go against the Cincinnati Bengals twice a year. It's not an easy road. It's very frustrating You know, and I know it's the cliches. A lot of people would say, be like, you know, winning the division ain't all that, and it's not all that. But we haven't won the division in a long time, and I want to win the division, but you know, it's very hard when you got people who are incompetent on what the hell they're doing. It's very hard, very, very hard. I think you keep Stefanski. Some of the players like him. Like I said, he needs a little bit more hair on his chest to become a man. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, he needs
put them balls on the table. Put them balls on the table. Yeah, I know it. Man, I'll tell you this.
Andrew Barry, I want him to grow some nuts too. I want him to tell the boss, look, I know you're the boss, but you gotta let me do my damn thing. You made me get Deshaun Watson, who didn't play for 2 fracking years, and now we thought he was gonna be the holy grail, the second coming of Jesus to the Cleveland Browns organization, and it became an absolute dumpster fire. We gotta figure something out.
It's the right player. It's the right player at the right time in the right system with the right coaching, and that isn't necessarily pay the biggest money to get the best we can. It doesn't. You could get you. Damn, I've been watching some of the combine, and it's like I don't necessarily want my defensive ends to be able to run the 40 in 7 seconds. I don't care about that. It's the right player at the right time, and this is where Berry's gonna, like Marcus said,
Dan Campbell got a better.
That's what he's going to be judged on.
James said he needs to take notes from Dan Campbell. Well, first
Dan Campbell got a better roster.
Hold on. Dan Campbell also played, you know, and he played for Detroit. So this man has his heart and soul into this team already because he played for them. And we would totally, could you imagine how happy Cleveland would be if someone like Joe Thomas became our head coach?
I was just thinking that.
One of the coaches.
Me and you think a lot alike, I've noticed throughout this conversation today. And I know why Mr. Deacon doesn't have us on. It's because we both say the same thing. But
if I was stepping on each other's damn toes, it'd be cool. I mean, like, come on, I get it.
My toes. But think about it. Think about if we had, you know, Josh Cribbs in as a coach again for our special teams, and if we had Joe Thomas as our head coach. Think about just those 2 guys alone being on our coaching staff. It would be a tremendous improvement, I think.
It's true.
I think
Joe Thomas is doing coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, he does do coaching for them, don't he?
He's coaching in Germany at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is I was at the Browns alumni barbecue last year, and I saw those names. They didn't show up. So I'm wondering, you know, I'm walking in with AG.
Wait, what you say, D? I couldn't hear.
I said those names that Christy mentioned were on the roster. They were supposed to show up to the table, get their badge. They didn't show up.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, it's like you see why the Browns got that grade they did about. I'm trying not to let the cat ooh, Lord have mercy. The Browns had after you play for the Browns, there is a universal flaw about showing love and appreciation for players who came here and gave blood, sweat, and tears for this organization. The Browns have a problem with that. And I got to be 100. And I saw that firsthand about how the treatment of these players after they play, get done this, they done that, trading the players. Mm-hmm. That is part of the problem, which is called our culture. They don't show love when they need to show love. And I think Josh was on the staff, and I think he had an issue with everything was going on. So, Chrissy, you want all these legendary players to come back. They don't want to come back. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So, where do we go?
Negative fans like you.
Yeah. I'm not negative. I'm 100. I fucking love this team. But I need them to get their head out of their motherfucking ass.
Watch your language.
Get Bernie in as a quarterback as well while you're at it.
He's giving the ass crack. I'm telling you right now.
Out of your motherfucking ass.
Deep in there, we're gonna have to literally. It's gonna take about 4 or 5 people to get their head out of that ass, and then, you know what I mean? And then you gotta, man. First of all, you're gonna have to wash your hands because you just literally grab somebody's ass. Yeah, and then you put on a glove. You put on your pimp glove and start.
Yep.
Wake up, damn it! You know what I mean? Like it's just it doesn't make any sense. Like how like dysfunctional they are. It's very hard. Like I don't get it. When you look at our other sports teams in this town, when you look at the Guardians, what do they do? I call the Guardians the Cincinnati Bengals of baseball because they're so cheap. They're cheap. They're cheap. Let's just keep it 100.
I better give a big shout out. Earlier I think it was last week or this week. The owner Larry Doan, he passed away.
He passed away. God rest his soul. And then look what Dan Gilbert has done with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh my God!
What is going on with them? They're amazing.
Corey Altman has done this. Dan Gilbert just sits back like, damn, we
Kobe Altman. Dan Gilbert, he just sits back, relaxes, and let Kobe do his thing. Kobe, just do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Do your thing, baby. Yeah, we about to end the show. I'm gonna ask y'all
going.
And can the Cavs get to the finals? So Dirt Dog, you got all this excitement. Can the Cavs, from what you've seen right now, can the Cleveland Cavaliers make it to the finals? Can we overcome Boston?
I mean, I hope, man. I see us Eastern Conference against the Boston Celtics. I think we can beat them, but I think it'll be a 7-game series.
Got that right. Deacon for head coach, bitches. Deacon for head coach.
Oh, I didn't put that up.
Frank, that's my dog. Frank, goddamn right. I'm sorry.
PP is his offensive coordinator.
Pete, what do you think? Can we get to the final?
Completely. Absolutely, yes. Of course they can. They've got a home advantage as well. It's time to change the guard. Come on.
I'm sick of that.
Boston, you got it coming.
Christy?
So, yeah, I think the Cavs will totally go to the finals. I have been so excited about this, watching as many games as I can, which isn't very many down here. But, like, every time I turn around, Cavs won. It's like, yeah, so excited. Finally, someone up there is doing something right.
And I'm going to say this one last thing before we go. I'm so glad we getting over that hump over LeBron. You guys need LeBron James to help y'all win a championship. It's not looking like that anymore. It's not. We finally getting out of that hump. And people seem to forget about the Cavs in the '80s. When they were pretty good. They just couldn't beat Michael Jordan. That was it.
Correct. Was you in your goddamn diapers? How you know about that? You some diapers, man.
You forget the coach is my daddy. You forget the coach is my daddy. He told me about Ron Harper and all them, and Craig Elo and Larry Nash and all them. So yeah,
right. The Bulls were our kryptonite. We could not get past the Bulls. It sucks because it was like, come on, but here we have our second coming. We don't have LeBron. He's still out in LA and they don't have a great record like we do. So, fingers crossed. And hopefully the Cleveland curse doesn't get to them.
They're the only ones who brought us a title. So,
we can do without him.
What Atkinson is doing right now is, don't get me wrong, I understand JB Bickerstaff went to Detroit. Okay, and Detroit is on a tear right now, but they can't handle us, man. I like what Ty Jerome is doing coming off the bench, and what I'm watching is something phenomenal. And I don't give a fuck about that Lucas shit. What the fuck? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The Cavs have a complete team from the bench, power forward, everything, and that Mosley's doing. I love what I'm watching, and I love what I'm seeing. I just hope, and every year the Cavs have been able to elevate to another level. So now, get me to the conference. Boston, piss on them. I want to see. I think we can beat Boston in 6.
So when is the final games? What month are the final games usually played? I can't remember.
They're like
around the
March,
early May
April.
time frame.
Yeah, because that's when March Madness starts going around too.
Mhm.
Yeah, but isn't March Madness over before the NBA? Yeah, because it's in June.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so we need to plan it so that we have a camp, and I have to come up around the same time that the finals are going to be ending, so that if the Cavs do win, I can come up for a championship parade.
Man, I've been to the championship
Christy, let them win first and then go to the party. Don't turn up before. No jinxie. No.
In a perfect world, unfortunately we can't time it because we're going to probably with everything's going on. We probably can push the Cavs back. So if you're, we about to end the show. If you're tuning in, excuse me. Big shout out to Guardian Caps. Always taking one hit at a time. Cleveland 13 News. I love Cleveland 13. I'm so proud to be a part of Cleveland 13 News and Christy. And Fanatics.com. Make sure you get all your official licensed gear at Fanatics. I'm gonna put these links in. It's get them official jerseys. You gotta love it. And we got to goddamn get up out of here. And like I said every week, oh God, go Browns, bitches! And we will see y'all next week.
Catch y'all later.
Peace.